Go ahead. Go live. I mean, it's 8 o'clock. That's what we're supposed to do. I mean, I could talk to JR and we go live, right, JR?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought we were live.
Hey, JR, what do you think? What do you think I look like, man? I mean, you got these 2 tablets. You want me to sell them?
Sell them.
There you go, folks. I got to sell these. Not like I only have to do a show, get ready, get up here. It's a beautiful morning in Blue Ridge. I have to sell tablets too.
Go on some deliveries today after your show.
Do I have to go on deliveries too? That's why I'm wearing the denim jacket. But no, really, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from Circuit World. Let me put my glasses on, make sure that's what it still says all the way across the room. Circuit World, Blue Ridge. Downtown, beautiful Blue Ridge. A little cool this morning. It's been, we've had some cool mornings here. It is spring. Watched a winter-type baseball game up here last night. Greater Atlanta Christian came up and played the Fannin Rebels. Did not work out very well, but I went home with a cold nose. What does that mean? I'm healthy? Is that right? That reminds me of the pet of the week, right, JR? JR, where are you at?
You're not a dog.
Well, I thought if you had a cold nose, that's what you're supposed to check your pooch's nose to see if it's cold.
It does not pertain to people.
Doesn't pertain to people.
No.
Anyhow, went home with a cold nose last night, but I'm up and ready this morning. That reminds me, let me give you the rundown of the show. This is how it works here. We will not be having any interviews in the 2 hours with any porn stars that claims to have had any kind of relation with the President of the United States. We'll not do that on this show. But let me tell you what we will be doing. At 8:15, we'll have Ask the Doc with Dr. William Whaley. He'll be in here in a minute. Ask the Doc. And then at 8:45, the All-Star Political Panel. Boy, do I have a lot. We got a lot to talk about at 8:45. We talk about the week. We can't even go through everything that happens in the week of news, but we make every attempt. So that's Rick, Bruce, and Jane will be here at 8:45. And then at 9:45, we wrap up the show. We wrap up the week with the pet of the week from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. Okay, where to start? Where to start? Okay, I am going to say this. I want to get started with this. I am so opposed to this spending bill. I am so opposed. But I want to say this before we get too far in the show. My favorite senator, all right, David Perdue of Georgia. My favorite senator. I'm telling you what. Let me tell you why. Okay, let me tell you why. Senator Perdue, when he ran against a large field of Republicans, several establishment Republicans, as an outsider that has never held political office, you know, I met him. I think I'm going to get to say I got the opportunity to interview the senator, now senator, about 3 times. He stopped and visited our office in LJ, Fetch Your News staff. I went to several rallies, one he had up in Union County at Barbecue one time, and I listened to his promises, all right? And then candidate Perdue said the greatest threat to our national security is the debt. It's the greatest threat to our national security is the debt. And yes, I listened to candidate Perdue say that. So when he was elected and he became Senator Perdue of Georgia, I watched his voting record. I watched how he made decisions. I watched how he embraced the President of the United States. How he has supported the President of the United States, how he has co-sponsored the RAISE Act, which is a very rational, and sometimes it's hard to use that word and speak of Congress, but it's a very rational way to come to some solution on chain migration and stop it. And I really have zeroed in on Senator David Perdue since he's taken his oath to be the senator of Georgia. Yesterday, no, not yesterday, at 12:43 a.m., I think is when the Senate voted. At 12:43 a.m., Senator David Perdue voted no. He voted no on H.R. He voted no on H.R. 1625. The Consolidated Appropriations Act. I have to take a deep breath. I have to take serenity now, serenity now. An omnibus spending bill. Now, he voted no. How did your congressman vote? I'm going to make a prediction right now, and I'm going to make this prediction. Now, I could be wrong. This is the first time for everything, JR, so listen up.
Okay.
But I'm going to make this prediction that, at the beginning of the year, okay? At the beginning of the year, the Congress continually passed spending resolutions, continuing spending resolutions, kicking that can down the road, which we hear. And they got another 30 days. And the government was going to shut down midnight another 30 days. And the government was going to shut down at midnight, and they gave us another 30 days. They gave us another 30 days until what? Until qualifying to run for office is here and gone in most of the state primaries. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Because and I'm going to tell you this is the nice me. And Amanda, pay attention because you say you've never met that part, okay? This is the nice me. If H.R. 1625, Consolidated Appropriations Act, would have been passed 2 months ago instead of kicking the can down the road, all right, I would say in a lot of the states you would have some really strong conservatives step up and primary your congressman, your sitting congressman. But you know what? Qualifying came and went. There's no really reason to, in most of your areas, if they're Republican, there's no real reason maybe to primary the congressman. Maybe the congressman is doing a good job in your eyes at that time until now. That's my opinion, that there would be a lot of congressmen that would have primary challengers today if this vote would have been 2 months ago or 3 months ago on this spending bill. I will tell you this, it's my opinion that bipartisan may be what completely bankrupts this country. I know you want to have bipartisan. You love hearing that, some of you out there. The media loves to come and say, this has to be good. It's a bipartisan bill. It's where they've come together. Folks, $1.3 trillion in spending. Bipartisan may be what finishes us off in this country, because there's no day that Nancy Pelosi is happy. There's no day that Chuck Schumer is happy, that we are happy that a bill was passed that would be fiscally sound and turning us around and trying to reduce our debt and acknowledge where we stand financially in this country. It's not possible. It can't go together, all right? Can't happen. Now, I didn't mean to get sidetracked on that, but yes, how did your congressman vote? I'll tell you what, the Senate voted 65-32, all right? Senate voted 65-32. A lot of Democrats voted for this. A lot of Republicans voted against it. What's wrong with that? 65-32, the Senate did at 12:43 on $1.3 trillion. How about the House? The House voted 145 145 Republicans for it, 111 Democrats for it. Now, wait a minute. Now, why? What did they put out in a spending bill that 111 Democrats like? Something's bad wrong. 2,300 pages? The list goes on and on, okay? Only 90 Republicans voted no, 77 Democrats voted no. in the House. I'm just here to say this morning, something bad wrong with this spending bill. And I want to look at the camera and say, thank you, Senator David Perdue, for voting no on this spending bill. Because when you campaigned and you told me personally, you looked at me and said, hey, our greatest threat to our national security is our debt. I know today you're serious. I've known for a long time. Now, we got Dr. Whaley coming in. H.R. McMaster's is out. Now, how do you get a porn star and a former Playboy bunny off the front page? That is what the media would lead you to believe, is that's the reason H.R. McMaster is out and John Bolton is in as National Security Advisor. I think you and I know why H.R. McMaster is finally out. Just yesterday on the show, we put up a picture of H.R. McMaster. Remember the big bold print that said, do not congratulate Putin, from H.R. McMaster's office, right? For the phone call to Putin. Remember right after that, that was leaked out to the media. McMaster's out, Bolton in, Trump, stock market's down 700 points. Folks, on trade, I want to look at you and tell you something. On trade, you're going to have the guts to stick it out, okay? Because the trade deficit is very serious. And the president's trying to do something about it. And I'm not sitting here saying this morning that I am the greatest advocate of tariffs and believe very strong in tariffs. And as you're reading reports that China is retaliating and other countries are retaliating, that in a way is a good sign, because that means we're doing something, our President of the United States, to agitate them, to make them realize he's not going to play any games anymore when it comes to our trade imbalance. Now, it's time to go to Dr. Whaley. But before we do, now what is the Playboy, the former Playboy bunny's name? What's her name again?
It's Karen McDougal.
Now here's my question before we go to break, okay? She did an interview on CNN, an exclusive interview on CNN with Anderson Cooper, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so Stormy Daniels is doing a 60-minute piece Sunday night with who? Anderson Cooper?
Yes.
What's up with it? What's up with Anderson Cooper? They feel he's safe? I don't understand that. Why Anderson Cooper? Who knows, right? I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from beautiful downtown Blue Ridge. JR said he needs me to sell these tablets, and I can't leave till they're sold. So check out these tablets. I don't know the deal. Maybe you tell me the deal. I sell the tablet. Maybe I use one of the tablets. We'll be back right after these messages. It's time for Ask the Doc with Dr. William Whaley.